Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. So we have started on our Jivayatra, this journey. Whose journey? Our journey only. And the beauty of this journey is we have probably not even known that we are on a journey. We have all come into this life. It is like we have joined in the bandwagon. And we all think, because we have been told that this is where we should be going. This is our destination. We've been told, I mean, depending on, the kind of family we've been born in. So what should be our beliefs? According to the body we have taken, that is the shape that we have taken, isn't it? You either have a male body, you have a female body, and then it has its own characteristics. The body grows one way. It is fair, it is dark skinned, it is plumpish, it is very lean, whichever way it is. Now all that depends on, the characteristics that have come through from the beej from the mother and the father. That all depended on the kind of food they ate and what they inherited, that body inherited from. So, we have nothing to do with it. But we have come assuming this body is who I am. Fundamental mistake. And we say this body is who I am. Can you really tell, So then when were you born? Because this body, even before it was being delivered to this world, was there. It was growing. It was growing in the form of the fetus in the mother's womb. And then when it was delivered into this world, that is a different experience, world of experience, loka. This is what we call. What is a loka? What is a world? Any field of experience is called loka. Okay? So yes, this is my field of experience. Before that, I was in the mother's womb. That was the field of experience in that same body. Then the body was delivered. I say, that's my birthday. So what is this? You were already there. You only were growing in the mother's womb. So you were already there. That could not be your birthday, isn't it? You were available for this kind of experience on that day. And even then, did you really experience the world at that time when you came along? You didn't know anything. How many of us can go back to that time when we were in the mother's womb or we got out? And then we saw the doctor, we said, good morning, doctor. Huh? Did we say that? Hari Om nurse, aap kaise ho? No, you don't even know. From one field of experience, you have come into another field of experience. You were hungry, you were thirsty. If you became dirty, then things were changed for you. You didn't even know that you had to do something yourself. In then, how can you say this was my birthday? I mean, what is the relation? Where is this birthday concept? Okay. We go ahead, no problem. Because see, this is what we have all been told. How many of us know that that was our birthday? It's because parents have told, mother has told you were born on this day. And that is why in our culture, if you see, truly speaking, nobody cared for this is my birthday. They will say, yes, some 40 monsoons ago I was born. They know that monsoon repeats itself. You know, the cycle of the earth brings about seasons. I have seen 30 summers. That's the way they speak, approximate. You know, because who knows, definite. But yes, keeping that moment also, there is a great science that is different, okay? But we here, when we really looking at who we are, we've been brought up, then we have been told we have to go to school, we have to learn these things. These are our religious beliefs. This is who our God is. Okay, we have started. Do we have any control over that? No. We try to protest here and there sometimes when something is not suiting us at that particular time, and we say, I don't believe in God. Even that is not complete faith, you know, to say that there is no God. Just because it is becoming cumbersome for me to do all the rituals at home, I protest against it. Many people do that. You know, maybe we have all done that in our young age. Then some families, they don't believe in God at all, so they are brought up in a very different way to question everything. So they are also intrigued, you know, and so they go along believing that set of. So truly, we are all come here and we are all told this is your destination. Even if you question that destination, what do we see? Destination is only next 2 years you must do this. Then you pass your 10th standard. Then we will see what else. Where after that, where destination? And then after that, this is your destination. Then once you have reached there, then that is your destination. This way we are going on. And this, if you just look back, say what kind of destination is this? This is what everybody has been doing. Forefathers have been doing. But why this? Isn't it? Few of us come to question this. What is this going on? On and on. The same thing repeating. My parents did this. Their parents did that. Is this all there is to life? Then why did all it come about? From where did it all come about? So when such questioning, such kind of thoughts come in, then only we seek this answer, isn't it? And what do the Shastras say? They say, see, dharma artakam. This is anyway going to happen because we have come into this body. We might be seeking, depending on our background, our own inclination, you know, the kind of tendencies we have within us. We will choose sometime this, sometime that, and we will go about. That is what we are juggling with, isn't it? Sometimes I'm going after money, and when I'm going after money, if it is easily available, it is good. If suppose while getting money, I had to do There was a call for dharma. Am I to be corrupt or to be fair? So that question comes up. Then I decide. So I walk then. Then that is one destination, milestone I have reached. So this is how we have been moving around. Partially knowing, little bit of knowledge, and little bit of distance we see in that journey. Not even sure whether our means is the right means or no. This is how most of mankind proceeds with life. So this Jivayatra, fundamentally, isn't it, don't we feel the need that, oh, if I knew a little better when I was younger, then I could have probably proceeded towards this destination. Because Shastras say moksha. Now, moksha is a dangerous word. We saw that. The moment you say moksha, nobody wants it. I want to live in this world. Don't kill me right now. Because people usually think moksha is when somebody passes away, he expires, he leaves the body. They say, yes, this is moksha. Moksha mil gayi. Let us not confuse that. Chutkara from this body, if you call that moksha, then it is moksha. Otherwise, it is not moksha. What is moksha? Shastra has a definition. Then you are truly, free in such a way that you are not reborn again in ignorance. Why do we say we are born in ignorance? For the specific reason that we are speaking of today. We don't know where we have come from. We don't look at it at all. We don't know where we are going. We are only seeing 2 years ahead, 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead. If you are around 30, then there are insurance companies will tell you 20 years ahead think. So you can think for 20 years ahead. And you say, now I have insured, I am secure. 20 years ahead, if I'm not there, this is all that I've accumulated. That's all we can do. And that's hardly much, isn't it? But Shastras say there is that. There is a destination. And how is that? Paramasukham, Nityanandam Paramasukham. It is a state where there is bliss known, there is happiness known. And how is this happiness? This happiness is not coming out of something. That is, I do this, then I will get that. No. This happiness, if it has to be permanent, see, understand, it cannot depend on anything, isn't it? First of all, if you say it is Nityanandam, it cannot be dependent on anything. If it is dependent on my wife or on my husband, then I don't know. My happiness depends on whether my husband's or my wife's mood is all right today. If that mood is not all right, I am like gone. My day is gone today. Isn't it? My happiness cannot be dependent on anybody. So is there? Yes, Shastra says there is that Parampadam. Know that. And how do you know that? Yes, the means are also the Shastras alone. So in the second verse, we shall see what is it saying. Vedas only are, see, we don't know. All of this knowledge also we have got from outside. Family has told us something. Friends have told us something. Our community has told us something. This is how we gather information, we learn, isn't it? Now, for this Padam, Vedas, how should I conduct myself in order to reach that? We said the Shastras speak of that eternal truth yesterday, isn't it? It is not just another book written by somebody whose fancy was there for something. It is not some man's imagination. It is not fiction. That is what differentiates Vedas, Shastras from any other book. So if you have walked on the path prescribed by the Vedas, you will reach this destination. So that is why this book is held valid even today. It is relevant today. If it was not going to happen, it would have become obsolete. It has no use to us today, isn't it? But we see time again, since immemorial actually, every generation, every age has seen people who have walked the path prescribed in the Vedas have come to attain the state, and what we call them is Jivan Muktaha. That is, they are liberated while here in this body, while living in this body. So we have seen, we have proved, there are many people who say, yes, they are in that state. That means, that is why the Vedas are relevant and they carry the eternal truth. They are our external support. Okay, so we must learn to bank upon this. So what is Acharya saying in the second verse? We shall just see. Tat praptyai prabhu samhitapi kripaya trayanta saranvita vallikatakamadhyaga kavisamam protsahayanti naran evam sadhana kalpanam rachayate sanmargaganam satam tadvishno paramam padam cha sahasa gantum manishavatam. He's saying, see, this Vedas, all this, Prabhu Samhita, these are Vedas, these are divine revelations. And what are they? What is to be known? Veda is to know. It comes from the verb to know, with dhatu. What is that to be known? That is the first thing we must begin with. Now, the Vedas prescribe, okay? They speak to everyone. The one who is following dharma, artha, kama, Vedas prescribe the mode to get that. How can you fulfill your material desires? What is allowed for you? What is your karma then? Nitya karma. What is something that has to be avoided? Nishiddha karma is told in the Vedas. So how are you going to gather your security, your money? Then I have desires also. So for my desires to be fulfilled, yes, the Vedas have certain prescriptions. What kind of desires, you should engage and complete. Yes, they do talk about seeking those desires and fulfilling those desires. Don't think that we are only saying, no, withdraw from everything. No, the Vedas say that. But there are certain karma. We might have certain desires which are not beneficial for us. We don't know what is good for us, what is not good, isn't it? Like a child, it has to appear for an exam the next day, but the day before, the child wants to eat ice cream. The child wants to indulge in certain, certain things it wants. Mother knows that no, this is not good for the child. Tomorrow the child and the child is already not in good shape. It has got a cough. So what will the mother say? The mother is not going to allow the child to have that, isn't it? So here the Vedas do prescribe, because they say, listen, your ultimate is actually that paramam sukham, no? So certain desires, learn to let go of them. Do not engage in fulfilling them. Okay? And certain things, yes, according to your age, according to your position in life, you must, if you have the desire, you are young, you are of a marriageable age, I want to marry, very good, go and get married. There is no saying no to that. So there are certain desires which are prescribed and say, okay, you can go. If this is the way you want to fulfill it, fine. Then there are certain things universally which is not allowed. I don't like this brother of mine. He has robbed me of all my property. I want to kill him. Now that is a desire that has come in my mind because my mind is not purified. I want revenge. So what do the Vedas prescribe? Don't get into that act. Very valid, isn't it? See, and these are universal dharmas, okay? It is not about whether you believe in God or don't believe in God. Every communist country, atheist also, in that country also, you're not allowed to take another person's life, isn't it? That is the dharma, that is the rule. So it has nothing to do with your beliefs or no. There is a universal law that applies. You cannot take another person's life. What can I do? Yes, there are ways to get over this. Okay, so do that. That anger, get over it. Get over those feelings of revenge. Remain calm. What is to be done is told. So if we are prescribed, and this is prescribed and we walk about it, then this Paramapadam becomes very easy to attain. But most of us don't know. We haven't done this, isn't it? How many of us have gone to the expert in the Shastras and received such counsel? We don't go to them. The Vedas prescribe how dharmic activity has to be done. Dharma has to be done. How? What are the things that have to be fulfilled? What should not be done is prescribed. Okay. Now, in the Vedas only, there come certain verses, okay, which we call Vedanta. Huh? The Anta. That is, in fact, when all of this spoken, at the end of every ritual, in all portions of the Vedas, there are how many Vedas? We know of 4 Vedas, isn't it? So these 4 Vedas, Rig, Yajus, Sam, and Atharvana, all of these have different portions to deal with these different pursuits of human beings, right? So we have different desires. We want to do different things, and the way our life should be led, a lot of prescriptions are given. So mantra portion is there, Brahmana portion is there, Aranyaka portion is there. There are different samhitas are there. Now at the end of all this, there are a few verses available which have nothing to do with dharma, artha and kama. These are what we call Vedanta portion. Now, many gurus spent their lifetimes in retrieving these, learning about these verses, which have to do is with what we call moksha, liberation. You know why they have put these verses at the end of every portion? In case somebody is there doing karma, doing daily rituals, pursuing all of this, taking part in dharmic activities also, comes to this question, I'm doing all of this. My parents have done all of this. But really, what is the purpose? Why has God created all of this? Now, I will keep doing this. I will get punya karma. I will get another birth. I will leave this body. I will get another birth. That will again depend on what good karma I have done. According to that, I have to live my life. Where am I going? When he begins to ask these kind of questions, there is a prescription for him also. Knowledge of who you are and where you're going. Okay, so that is the Vedanta portion we call. So Vedanta verses are there. Vedanta itself means end to that knowledge. End to all knowing. Knowing which you know everything else. So then these verses have been picked up and put as different portions. What we call Shrutis, Smritis, Puranas. Now what are these Shrutis? The Shruti is the Prabhu Samhita. Tat praptyai Prabhu Samhita api kripaya. Now the verse begins with that. What does it say? Now, such a person who wants to seek this Prabhu Samhita is nothing but divine revelations. What we call, they are the form of the Upanishads. Upanishad is what? Nearness to the truth. When one approaches this guru who is abiding in the truth, Upanishads are a dialogue between that student and that teacher who is a Shrotriya Brahmanishta, who has attained that state. When we say that culmination, Nityanandam Paramasukham, he is there. So the student is approached. What is this? When he goes to find out. These are divine revelations, it is said. You know why? Most of the Upanishads, when the Guru speaks, even he does not claim this knowledge to be his own. Right? He says, I am saying all this because I am now in union with the Supreme, and these words are being revealed to me. As they are revealed to me, I am speaking. So, I am not the speaker. So, they did not claim any kind of authorship to those words. So, I am in a deep state of meditation, in communion with the highest, and at that seat where I am, this is being communicated. I am just being an instrument, a nimitta, to be able to tune into the highest. And, like a radio station. We all switch on the radio, tune into 98 point whatever, and what happens? You reach to a particular radio station, somebody is speaking there, and we are not so tuned. We are tuned into, we don't know, anywhere in the world these days it is possible. Isn't it? Exactly like that. That guru who is tuned into the ultimate, he knows the wavelength, he knows how to tune in, he is staying tuned in. Bhagavan Krishna, while giving this Gita, beautiful divine song, we call it, the Bhagavad Gita, he said, later Arjuna asked him in the Mahabharata, Bhagavan, you said such wonderful words. Can you repeat them for me? I want to listen to it. Because when you gave the Bhagavad Gita to me, when you sang that beautiful song of yours, where so much was revealed to me, we were in the midst of a battle. I want to hear it again. You know what Bhagavan said? That I cannot repeat now. Those exact words, I cannot repeat. Why? I was in union at that time. It was not here through this cowherd boy Krishna that you heard it. So that is why Bhagavad Gita becomes an Upanishad. It is a Shruti. Prabhu Samhita. That is why you see wherever in the Gita it is mentioned, actually Krishna is talking. Throughout the Mahabharata, whenever Krishna spoke, it is in the form of a playwright, it's a drama. It is said Krishna Uvacha. But when the Bhagavad Gita begins, it is Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. See? So this Prabhu Samhitas. Now, when you go to read the Shrutis have commandments. Because it's coming from the divine. Shrutis speak of that truth. Okay? And then Shrutis say, this you must do, this you must not do. Clearly. Now, for many of us, it is very difficult to follow those commandments, isn't it? But it is that way ruthless. It is speaking of the truth, it doesn't care whether you're understanding, not understanding. This is it. That is the divine law. Oh, why it is like that? No explanation. It is like this. So if one has reached that mature level of understanding, then such a person is ready to receive the Shruti. One must not challenge or ask a question. That is why when we study Vedanta, when we take up the Shastra study in detail, we do not immediately approach the Shruti. We are not taught the Upanishads very early. There are a lot of prakarana granthas we have to go through. We read what is called the prakarana granthas. This is what we call smriti. Okay, smriti is what? Like the Jivayatra, a book like the Jivayatra, which is written by an author through his own understanding and his intellectual level, his maturity. And there is an authority to this person because he has studied the Upanishad, he has studied the Brahma Sutras. They state it, there is no challenging, there is only receiving the Shrutis this way. None of us have that. We have, I must not say none of us have, maybe some of us have. But we have to have a certain kind of maturity to receive that. And when there is, you don't receive it, there is disturbance. There is conflict. In that not understanding, we assume it to be something else. So this viparit understanding begins, So therefore, you need purification of the mind. Purification of the mind comes from smritis. We must read what the acharyas have written about these books. What have these experts, We must go to the expert. See, one thing. If we want to understand law, whether this thing is right, whether somebody has done something wrong, whether I'm buying this property, is this property papers all correct? Do you understand the constitution or the law? Can you just go through the book and say, this is what the law says? I say, no, I don't understand that. I'm a common person. What do I want? I want a lawyer, who will interpret this for me, isn't it? So like that, smritis are by experts. They have written these books. Better to go and approach the smritis. If the smritis also become difficult, no problem. Then the Puranas are given to us. Puranas are also written by experts only. Don't think they are diluted. But if the smriti comes to us in a very friendly way, very lot of friendliness is there, lot of advice is there. Hey friend, listen, you must do this. You understand the truth this way. Okay. Now, Puranas, how are they? Very loving, very affectionate. That is why it's also called Kantha Samhita. How are they? Lot of stories will be told to you. In and through the stories and the drama and the jokes, it will be fed to us. Like a mother, lot of compassion, lot of love for the child. Now the child is not capable of understanding very many things. The child will go to the fire and put its finger there. But the mother has to take care. No, you can't do this. Now the Shruti, if it were there, Shruti will say that is the nature of fire. Whoever puts the finger will get burnt. And that is all. The Shruti stops there. It doesn't say you are a child, so I should protect you from there. It's only an adult who can start, that matured mind who can read the Shruti. You need the Puranas. Let me tell you, do we know who has composed all these 18 Puranas were composed by one alone sage? The Mahan, who? Vedavyasa. Bhagavan Vedavyasa has composed the 18 Puranas. He was the first one to compose the Brahma Sutras. He wrote the Brahma Sutras. To study the Brahma Sutras, very difficult. 550 verses. These are verses. One verse is equal to one chapter. That one topic, one verse will take us, it took us, introduction to Brahma Sutra took us 1 month of morning, afternoon, evening, night classes. And then we went on to the first topic. Athato Brahma Jignasa. That is the one line, which is the first chapter of the book. And that took us 22 days to understand. And this after studying the Bhagavad Gita and at least 10 Upanishads with the commentaries of Adi Shankara. So, where that is. Who? Bhagavan Vedavyasa wrote that, and he's so compassionate at heart. He was wondering why people are not reading and appreciating. Huh? He said, I have given everything in a capsule form. Why are they not consuming? Bhagavan Narada said, Deva Rishi Narad Muni said, Oh Rishi Muni, you have given all that. How many people can take that? Huh? So then he said, yes, I'm going to compose the Puranas. When he composed the Puranas, he was so satisfied because many people started reading and absorbing the same truth that is spoken of in the Brahma Sutras. So you see, each one of us, depending on our level of evolution, will find the rasa in these Vedas. So these are the type of Vedas where there are 4 Vedas, each of them dealing with Dharma, Artha, Kama. There comes this portion which deals with moksha, that Nityanandam, and the means to attain that. And even among that, you have these Shrutis, Smritis, Puranas. So we must approach them with this understanding. Okay, so sometimes I know many people have told me also. In fact, Swamijis have also told me, you know, the way you talk, you don't tell a story, you don't crack jokes, you make it so serious. You know, don't be like this. Huh? Because then people will not hear you. But see, this is the way I can do. This is my own limitation. Now, what can I do? Some jokes I know and some stories I know which I have been repeating all the time. But that is my own limitation of this instrument. What else can we do? Huh? So, whichever way it is, however, whatever we like, we must listen and receive from these books, from these teachers. Like we go, when we have a problem with our body, we go to the doctor. When we want legal advice, we go to the lawyer, isn't it? These books also must be approached this way. We must begin reading this because it is talking of something that has to do with ourselves. Usually what we have thought, scriptures, retirement plan, after retirement, now I have a lot of other things to do, isn't it? No, you go to school, go to college, get married, take up a job, do business, enjoy, travel the world, no problem. But keep the scriptures with you, let them guide you in this yatra, because the scriptures will tell you from time to time which direction to go, because your ultimate goal being what? Nityanandam. Whether you know it or no. Isn't it? Yesterday we saw that. We don't know that we are seeking this permanent happiness, very many of us. So that is our limitation. Then sometime we recognize because these teachers only tell us. Then we realize, what have we been following? Unnecessary. Let me give up all this. This is giving me only disappointment, misery. I must be seeking at something that makes me peaceful at all times, isn't it? See, ask anybody anywhere in the world, whichever religion he is following, whether he follows a religion or he doesn't follow it. Ask him what does he want really in life. He will say, I want peace, isn't it? You ask every country, they are saying, we want peace. We want world peace. But truly, can you get world peace by fighting each other? In the name of peace, how much we have fought. In the name of God, how much we have fought. Why? We don't know. What does this God stands for? What is this peace all about? So at every stage, the scriptures should be our guide. If we all follow the scriptures, then we are all led towards that Paramasukha. And when we are living here and now in this body, not after giving up this body. Recently, I said, people keep on saying, no, RIP, when somebody has passed away, we say, no, we write a comment, we say, what is RIP? It's in the Christian faith, they say, rest in peace. It has a Latin collateral, I can't pronounce that. What it says is rest in peace, meaning be with Christ, remain with Jesus, be in peace. Huh? Can't we remain with Jesus? Can't we remain with the Lord when we are alive? This is all I asked. I said, why do we say RIP only when we are dead? RIP when we are alive, when we are alive also, no? So I told RIP friends. People were wondering, what am I talking? Many people said, oh, what are you saying? Do you wish that we all? I said, no, no. I want you to rest. I want you to rest in peace when we are alive. Huh? This the scriptures only will tell you. Only the Shastras, only the Acharyas. We have to go to them to seek answers to these problems. So that is why here, in the Jivayatra book, Acharya has mentioned this. He says, especially, he says, Valli Kathaga Madhyaga Kavi Samam Protsayanti Naran. Just take the Kathopanishad. He's taken one example. He says the Kathopanishad, it speaks of the highest truth. In what form? In the form of a story. So, even if you take up the Kathopanishad, it will give you a light into, if some of us may know what the Kathopanishad, if it is an Upanishad that is talking of the highest truth, the way to this Parampad, Paramgati. Now, the story is that there is this little boy, Nachiketa, who his father is following all the rituals, Vedic rituals, and he has decided that he will do certain sacrifices so that he gets Swargaloka. Okay, so what has he done? He is giving away dhan. He is giving away clothes, he is giving away wealth, because it is prescribed what all has to be done. So he has invited the village. People who do not have clothes, money, he is donating, he is giving away. In all of this, Nachiketa is a young lad, he is just wondering what all is happening. Why is all this happening? So he is told that all the possessions that the father has, he is giving away. Because father wants Swargaloka. Nachiketa is wondering, and then he is looking. He is seeing some of the cows are also being given. All the cattle is wealth, in those days. Cattle is equal to our, what is it? Mercedes and BMW, all our vehicles, whatever it is, Maruti 800 also. This is considered wealth. So you have all of that to drive and move around, and property is there. You are giving away. So there were some of these cows which were all old and dilapidated condition, not giving any milk. Even those were given away. Sometimes we do that. Daan mein de do 10 rupiya ka note. I mean, you have a 10 rupee note which is withered. What do? You say put it in the hundi. This is the daan we think about. But many of us do that. So father also was giving away like this. So Nachiketa is wondering, is this real dhan? Child? And then he is going on asking father many questions. Father is fed up. There are too many things to be done around. Brahmanas are sitting. Pujaris have come. People are there. There is a ceremony going on. This boy is irritating me with such questions here. Then a thought comes to Nachiketa. Even I am my father's property. Because sons would think like that. And then he said, Father, whom are you going to give me away to? Because he has decided father is going to give me also away to somebody. Father, whom are you giving me away to? Father is saying, don't annoy me. This boy is going on asking me all sorts of questions. He keeps asking him because he is now wanting to know. The cows are going to somebody, some clothes are going, some gold is going somewhere. I will also be given, I will have a new master. My father was my master, now I will have a new master whom I have to go and serve. So father, who is my master? Whom you are giving me away to? Father gets fully fed up. I am giving it to Yamaraj. Out of anger. Yamaraj, Lord of Death. So the boy says, oh, and the other Brahmanas are shocked. Don't speak like this. This is inauspicious, when there is a nice yajna going on like this. And this boy takes it to be real. He goes to Yamaraj, waits for Yamaraj. Yamaraj. And this whole dialogue between Nachiketa and Yamaraj begins. Yamaraj comes to see him. And he says, for 3 days you waited at my door. I have made a Brahmana wait like this. He's come at my doorstep and I have not received him because it is not time for Nachiketa to go, no. Yamaraj comes there to see him and he says, I grant you boons. What do you want? That beautiful dialogue between Yamaraj. Yamaraj is a Atma Jnani. He is Dharmaraja. He is a compassionate Lord. None of you and me might think that he is compassionate. He is the most compassionate one. Know the Lord of Death to be such. Worship him. Death will not touch you, I'm telling you. Why? He is the Brahmajnani there. But how you must approach him? You must approach him like Nachiketa, fearless. He will grant you this knowledge, and through this knowledge, so that's why Shastra becomes Shastra Dwara Jnanam. Jnanam you get because of Shastra. This Jnanam will lead you to Moksha. Jnanam Dwara Moksha. Moksha Dwara Nityanandam. Okay. So we have to approach this way. He says, you learn, understand whatever sadhana is being given in that. Sanmarga Ganam Satam. It keeps you in that right path. You are not traveling here and there. Direct destination. You don't have to get lost. What we do? We are taking a train. We have to travel up to Delhi. But no. On the way, Jaipur also came. So I'm so tempted, I always wanted to go to Jaipur. I want to see that desert city. It is called also Pink City or something. So I want to see, is it pink? I get down on the way only. I'm so lost, this small sukha comes in the way. And that param sukha I forget. So he says that Kathopanishad will show you how Nachiketa, because what, Yamaraj didn't want. Thank God there is a story already incorporated here. Otherwise, you won't get to hear a story from me. Yamaraj, he's thinking, this little boy, what does he know about moksha? Because Nachiketa is asking him, you are giving me boon, no? I want that which is bigger, beyond dharma, right and wrong. I have heard somewhere there is something beyond past, present and future. Look at this child. I want to know what that is. And I also know even gods are seeking that, but they also do not have a clear vision of that. This child has heard all this. What a knowledgeable child this child is. So Yamaraj can't believe this. The child is asking, innocently maybe, how can I give him that jnana? Because there is that, which is beyond all of this. How can I give him that? I will give him something else. So he tells, listen, ask me something, that you truly want. So he says, okay, since I've come and waiting for you, you have given me 3 boons. When I go back, he's very confident. He's saying, I'm going back. He has come to Lord of Death's house. He's very confident. And because he knows that he can allow. So he says, I give you Ichha Mrityu. You can choose your time of death. You know what Chiketa tells him? See, that I already have. If I have come and I have met you, I have seen you physically, I have met you eye to eye, this is the physical presence I am in. And you're saying, if I go back and I will have all this, Ichamrityu is already with me. You don't fool me with all these boons. Look at the Vivekam he has. And he says, no, no, you do one thing. I'll give you. Since you have Ichamrityu, you will die when you choose. I have no, influence on that. You have all the money. You have all the wealth. You can enjoy whatever you want. Imagine. Huh? You will have all prosperity. You will have very good health. So you can enjoy in sensual pleasures. Eat what you want, nothing will happen to you. Good health is given to you. So all the gulab jamuns, all the mangoes, no diabetes, no BP. Wow, wow, wow. You do what you want, you cannot die because that depends on you. Wow! Tell me, how many of us won't be tempted to this? Aren't we seeking that in our daily life? I wish I could eat that, but my stomach is not. I would have loved tomorrow. No, I will eat all the medicine, become all right. Tomorrow I will eat that. We are stuck here only, no? So imagine if somebody had to give us this. Yamaraj tempted him with all of this. He said, see, the very fact that you are giving me all this, I am asking you something. You are giving me all of this easily, which means what? That is more precious. You are not yet giving me that. What I have asked for. I am not leaving this place without that. So he has that vivekam, that discrimination to seek that. Isn't it? For us, we will be tempted because we don't have control over our senses, our mind. Isn't it? Our intellect will say, see, in this lifetime I'm getting this, let me get this, Baba. Or, another thought will come. First time I'm going to enjoy all this in my life. Why ask moksha now? Isn't it? Moksha is going to tell you all this is nothing. But for the first time we are seeing all this. We will be tempted to say, yes, Lord, I think I will go back with this for now. This is like too much that I have asked for. I'm already getting such blessings without my asking. I will settle for this. But no, Nachiketa did not settle. That is why the Acharya here tells, read that book. Understand what is told there. Study that Kathopanishad. Huh? Just given one example, okay? There are many Upanishads you can study. You can study the Bhagavad Gita. You can read the Puranas. But why has he given this example? It will promise you of many such things. Why it is promised? Until you are not seeking the truth, truly, it will not be revealing itself to you. So we must become like that Nachiketa. How to become like that Nachiketa? Pure at heart. We should be single-pointed, focused. With understanding, Nachiketa had that understanding. Acha, you're giving me all this. In lieu of that, that means that is very precious. And I know Devatas don't get that very easily. If all I get this, I can also become a Devata, right? I live in such a loka where I can go on gratifying my senses and mind. But this seems to be beyond all this. And that is the ultimate supreme. So I will not settle for anything else. That little lad had the sense of vivekam and vairagyam. Viveka buddhi. He could analyze which is the best. And he chose that. Vairagyam. What is vairagyam? Detachment. He could let go of all these goodies, all these bounties for that. That will come about only when we become an adhikari. So we have to become Tadvishnu paramam padam cha sahasa gantum manishavatam. This nar, this human, this jiva can sahasa go there, effortlessly reach what? Vishnur padam, that ultimate Narayana. That is your love. Shiva Loka, if that is the Shiva Tattva. You can become one with Adi Parashakti. If she is the deity, if you consider that to be the ultimate, whichever one, that Paramam Padam you will attain if you are this way ready. Evam sadhana kalpanam rachayate. This sadhana, if you are ready to go, huh? The sadhana chatushtaya. What is that? If you cultivate viveka buddhi, if you cultivate vairagyam within you for the non-essential, for that which is not true, develop vairagyam towards that, detachment towards that. And then if you have the shatka sampatti, you know, the wealth, sixfold wealth. What is the sixfold wealth? Control over the senses, control over the mind. Shraddha, you have faith. You have titiksha, forbearance, to be able to take what is coming your way as is. You have the sense of tolerance to go through pain, pleasure. So you have a samabuddhi, equanimity towards happiness and joy. You recognize they come and they go. Success comes, it goes. Failure happens, it goes. These are experiences. Insult comes, it goes. Praise comes, it goes. These are all experiences. They are not true. They come and go. I have to maintain a samatva buddhi and not get carried away, either rejoicing or grieving. So these are the virtues I need to cultivate. I must keep shraddha, faith in the books, in the scriptures, and my guru. I should maintain a samadhanam all the time, being content with what is coming to me. What is coming to me will go. There is no truth here. I must develop enough detachment to it. I must be able to recognize the difference between what is true, what is permanent, and what is impermanent. So our daily prayer, Lord, grant me the serenity to accept what I cannot change. Give me the courage, give me the strength to change what I must. And let me have the wisdom, grant me the wisdom to know the difference. What happens? Some things which is not under my control, I'm going on fighting, struggling to fight against it. And what I can do, I don't have the courage, I don't have the strength to do it. I don't have the buddhi to go ahead and do it. What I must be doing, I'm not doing. What I need not do, I'm fighting it. That is why God grant me the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Isn't it? If this way I conduct my life, I am dealing with every experience that I go through with a lot of maturity and wisdom. Accepting what I must be accepting, that will take me towards the Paramam Padam, so that I am not lost in this world of experiences. Isn't it? Now that's a beautiful prayer, and that is how Bhagavan here Acharya says one must proceed. You know, we must have this desire now that there is this padam, there is this knowledge I have received, that all of this can come to an end and I will be in that state of supreme bliss. Now, first of all, that is the padam, that is the destination, and that can be achieved here and now. I must know and recognize. For that divinity, that peace, that serenity is within me. Okay? Then what happens is the Jivayatra now is within. This journey is an inward journey, not one outward journey taking you somewhere. These outward journeys have taken you nowhere. They have given you some pleasure, some pain. They have come, they have gone. This inward journey towards who you are, towards that divinity within you, towards Ishvara who dwells within you, but one has not looked there. Ishvara also got a very nice place to hide. He said, I will hide in the heart of every man. He will not look for me there because his eyes will go out, his senses go out, his mind goes out. He will only be looking outside, searching for me. So Bhagavan has hidden himself there. To that one who has recognized, you are playing a trick, I am going to find you. Then he begins to take this inward journey. So this Jivayatra is about this inward journey, polishing the instrument now to recognize what is within. All this why? Eyes can't see, short-sighted, so wearing glasses, going out, looking out. Now, what the eyes can't see within, how is it to be directed to see that? It depends on the mind. How is the mind to be cleansed to be able to see that? Isn't it? So this is the journey we will be taking. This is the Jiva Yatra for us. So we will start. Are we ready? Pack all your bags. Get ready. Tomorrow we are going to ride this chariot. We are going to know. First we have to equip ourselves. No? We have to get a license. We have to drive the vehicle. We have to do it ourselves. So we are going to be ready, training ourselves, getting that license. Once we got the license, we have a little practice. You are on your own expressway. Enjoy the ride. That time you can say that the journey is the destination, not now. We don't even know what journey this is, okay? So we must be very careful. So tomorrow we will begin our driving lessons for this yatra. Okay? So today we rest here, assimilate whatever we have heard. Let us be ready. We want to go on this yatra. Then tomorrow we will meet again. For today we conclude here. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.